When it comes to business ideas, it pays to think seasonally. Our guest today started a Christmas lights business, which brought in over $1 million during the 2023 holiday season, proving that there's profitable opportunities everywhere you look. This is Ryan Atkinson, and you're listening to the UpFlip podcast, where we uncover how great businesses are built and the secrets to replicating their success. JC Chanowsky owns a successful pressure washing business, but saw a golden opportunity during the off season. Inspired by his love of Christmas lights and the desire to give back to his community, he created Patriot Illumination, which quickly took off in a small market of just 300,000 people. In today's episode, JC shares how to start a Christmas light business from nothing, what you need for a successful seasonal business, and how giving back is essential for his team during the holiday season. JC, I am so excited for today's episode. Thank you so much for being here today.
Ryan, thank you, man. I just got off Santa's sleigh and I'm ready to talk Christmas with you.
I was going to say, I have to comment, I love, for all the listeners not watching, he's rocking like a great little suit here, Mr. Christmas. I love the holiday spirit. But let's rewind the clock back a few years. You were running your pressure washing business and roughly 8 years ago decided to start a Christmas lights business. How did you decide to make that pivot, and why?
Yeah. And, it wasn't my thought or my idea. I wish I thought about this even sooner, but I was actually at a pressure washing convention in October 2016 with my dad. And we're just walking around, browsing through the vendors. And I saw a wreath lit up which said, "We hang Christmas lights." And I have a passion for Christmas since I was a kid. We grew up very poor. Christmas for us was getting in the car in New York with my parents and my sister and just going house to house back in the 80s. I'm going to date myself now. And looking at all the Clark Griswolds back in the day. So that was just something that got me excited every year. I became Clark Griswold as I got older, and I put lights on my house. And then when I saw the sign that said, "We hang Christmas lights," I'm like, "What's this all about?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can make money hanging Christmas lights." I'm like, there's no way anybody's going to pay me to hang Christmas lights. Everybody loves doing it, right? They're like, "No, nobody actually likes doing it. You're a little weird, but we're going to help you be weird with us and make money doing it." So it all started there. And I was full-time Navy at the time, part-time pressure washing. And now to become a part-time Christmas light installer with no training, no knowledge other than you can do this. I bought some lights and put some lights up at my house, and voila, the lights were hung. I didn't fall off the roof and the house looked incredible. And I told my dad, I'm like, "This is it. We're going to do it." And that was the spark or the start of my Christmas light journey. So 2018, or excuse me, that was 16. It's still seasonal part-time. I was part-time 17, 18 was really starting to get busy with it. And then 2019 was when I went all in on both my companies. I got a coach, went full-time pressure washing, full-time Christmas light installer. And the rest is history, man. It's like when you find something that you're passionate about, it's no longer work. And that was the Christmas light industry for me. And I love what we do. It's not only an incredible feeling for me to be able to hang lights, but for the community. And for the kids that are out there that can't afford lights like I did, now they get to go see our work.
I absolutely love that. And I resonate so much. I also love Christmas. I will be listening to Christmas lo-fi beats starting in August and September. It's just a special time.
Yes.
But I want to ask a little bit more. What does Christmas lighting entail here? Are you just stringing lights on houses and trees? Or are you also doing outdoor decorations? What does your guys' operation look like?
Yeah. So we like to consider this like a Christmas light experience for our customers. It's an all-inclusive service, and we're giving them the happiness back of the holiday decorating. We hit them a lot of their pain points about getting the lights out of the attic or the garage. They're broken, they're tangled, they got to put them up. They're, half them don't work, anything like that. So we start off with a free in-person estimate or a virtual estimate to figure out why they want their lights on. Is it the first Christmas, the last Christmas? They want to be the Griswolds, so they're not like the neighbors. Figure out why they want their lights on. Nobody needs Christmas lights on. They want their lights on. So we want to get in that emotional connection with the client. And then we're going to install brand new commercial grade LED Christmas lights. We custom cut them to fit their house. So it's an exact blueprint of their house, their roof line. And we do it all. We tell them that your imagination is our limit along with your budget. But if they can dream it, we can believe it and make it happen. So, anything from greenery to ground lights to trees to sprinklers to roof lighting, it's all inclusive. Put it on a timer, hassle-free, maintenance-free. If anything goes wrong, we're back taking care of it for them within 24 to 48 hours. And then the best part is in January, when it's nice and cold out, they're not on the ladders taking the lights down. We're out there with our elves taking everything down for them and storing it in our warehouse.
So you guys are storing this in your own warehouse, all the lights. The customers aren't actually having to do this.
Right. So we offer a rental package, if you will. where we'll rent the lights to them, bring it back. And then we, hope that we give them the best experience so they come back year over year. And then when we come back every year, it just gets a little bit easier for our team because the initial install was done to custom fit it. And now the second year, it just goes up a little bit smoother and they're just as happy as the first year.
I absolutely love that. So let's peel this back a little bit because our listeners, they're hungry. They love like this type of stuff. This is the first time I've actually interviewed someone on this show with this idea particularly. So let's talk about pricing. You talked about estimates before. Obviously, this ranges. There's a number of factors, but what's a ballpark range? How are you pricing this product?
Yeah, absolutely. So our average ticket for residential clients is around $2,000. And a typical package would be like a front roof line, maybe wrapping some columns and putting a 48-inch wreath with a bow up. That usually gets you right around that $2,000 mark. It's going to be different across the nation. Some places are a little bit lower. Some places are higher. I know some guys that won't even, start hanging lights until they get $5,000. So it really just depends on the market you are and the value you're able to provide to the clients. Again, we talked about that Christmas light experience that we want to deliver. We are the area's highest rated Christmas light company. And that all starts with the initial phone call. So they know that when they're on the phone with our staff that like they're going to get taken care of. You got a lot of guys go out there and they say, well, this is an easy industry to jump into right away. Let me go do this. And it may be easy, but again, you're playing with emotions now when it comes to Christmas. And the last thing you want to do is just go hang lights up and get an epic fail like Clark Griswold in National Lampoons. And the lights aren't working,
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like providing like a great experience, of course, with any business is needed, but especially for this. And it sounds like you guys, with the warehouse where you guys are like taking it and storing it sounds like that's a very good opportunity for like repeat business in a way if you do provide a great experience for them.
Yeah, that's why the rental package is important if you're starting a Christmas light business to do the rental model versus a sale model. Because with the rental, the lights come back to us. And in order for us to put the lights up next year, you need to use our services again. If not, we'll rotate those lights and put them elsewhere. But yeah, it's a great business model for repeat business.
Absolutely. Where are you guys getting your lights from? Are these lights from Amazon, Target? Are they lights from specific locations? Where are you guys sourcing your lights from?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll never see us at a big box store picking up any lights. We're all commercial grade LED lights. So we're getting them from quality distributors. Lights for Decorators is one of the ones that we use here that's closest to us. And, as you're building out your business, you want to find a reputable distributor that has great customer service because you want to be taken care of as well as your customer, but also has a very good shipping time frame. In the Christmas light industry, time is money, and we only have a very short period to put lights up. So if we're waiting 3, 4, 5 days to get product, and we only have 53 days to hang lights from October 1st to December 15th, roughly that ballpark, time is so crucial. So finding somebody that's local to you, and there's tons of great companies out there, and we use a lot of them, because you never know. Somebody might have a specialty product that we need, or somebody might run out of product. So it's great to have multiple vendors that you source from, but, find somebody that knows the industry and can help provide you value as well, too.
That's a really good tidbit. And people should find someone local because you need these lights quick. And you said it's about a 53-day season or so. Of course, give it take there. With this being such like a seasonal and unique business, is there a need for this in like every geographic location? Or does it depend? If so, like what would someone look like to determine if it's a good fit or not?
Yeah, I mean, Christmas is everywhere. It's not hidden in any corner of the United States, as far as I know. So, we're in a very, I won't say very rural area, but, I think we're up to like the 400,000 mark, 450, somewhere around there. We're just a booming town in Wilmington. You got some cities that got millions of people. So if we can do it in a small area, sometimes you might have to travel a little bit further to get to a bigger city if your population's very limited over there. But yeah, I haven't seen one area of the U.S. that Christmas is not a thing.
Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but it's Christmas lights in Minnesota where it snows a lot. Are people hanging up Christmas lights more in Minnesota compared to like Arizona where it doesn't snow? Or would someone be shocked that it's actually different?
No, I would have thought that the Northeast would be bigger too, because I grew up in New York. And, I think statistically it's about the same across the U.S. The only difference is the Northeast, they start way earlier than we do, or like Minnesota, they're starting in August and they got to get those lights up because they never know what's going to come in November, and they can have a couple feet of snow. For us, we don't get snow. If we get snow, the world might be ending over here where we are right on the beach. So the only thing is like their season's a little bit different, but most guys are starting doing the installs. I'd say late September, early October. November is going to be your busiest season because that's typically when everyone wants the lights up after Halloween and before Thanksgiving. So that 24-day range, somewhere around there, is typically the busy season for most guys.
How do you guys prepare for that? Because basically what it's, to me, it's like an Amazon like Black Friday type of thing where like they're preparing. So how do you guys prepare for this busy season? Let's just say we're late October, early November. What do you guys do?
We try and explain to them, and we got, office staff coming in, and we have seasonal employees, and we try and say, hey, this is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen before. As far as call volume, like we'll stay busy with calls up until October, but November 1st, once Halloween's over, it's like everybody's switch flipped and now they're Christmas mode and they want Christmas lights. But we're very proactive throughout the year trying to get everything ready. There's a lot of things to think about: logistics, inventory, training. We'll start ramping up our training towards the end of September, and we'll bring in a lot of seasonal employees. Right now, we have a staff of about 6 or 7, and we'll probably get to about 18, and that'll be mostly seasonal employees. So trying to find rock stars that are highly motivated and can do a great job installing lights in a short period of time isn't the easiest thing to do, but year over year, we've had great success, and that falls back on the company culture. If you give them a great culture to work for, it doesn't matter if they're working for a month or 5 months, they're going to love being there and love wanting to work for you. But training is so essential in this because, again, we talked about time is money, and we need our teams to be super efficient. And if they're not trained up well, that day just got smaller revenue wise. So we want them to be like the industry experts in 5 days, ready to get out there and, provide that best service, Christmas experience for our clients. So we really, the last few years have just investing more time on training on the front end to reduce any callbacks or issues throughout the season.
Ever dreamed of starting your own pressure washing business? Join UpFlip Academy today for free and take Joshua Brown's incredible course, The 7-Figure Pressure Washing Blueprint. Learn directly from Joshua, the CEO of Brown's Pressure Washing, who transformed his business into a $2 million powerhouse. Joshua shares his proven strategies for starting, growing, and scaling a successful pressure washing business. From finding customers and choosing the right equipment to mastering sales and financial management, Joshua's course covers everything you need to know. Whether you're a beginner or looking to take your business to the next level, this course is your roadmap for success. Check it out in the link below. So what was your guys' revenue like for Christmas lights? Let's say in 2023, what did you guys do? And what would you guys expect for 2024?
So 2023, we did 1.2 million, just a little bit right over there. Thank you. It was ugly. I won't gonna lie. Trying to do that much in 3 months, it can be hard, but we did it. And this year, we're actually going to scale back a little bit. We're not really trying to have a tremendous growth this year. We're really going to focus on retaining our current customers and referral marketing, because we know that if they're referred by our current customer, they're likely to trust us already and want to spend money with us. But yeah, so I think if we still do right around 1 million this year, we'll be above the target that we're expecting. But, 1 million in a small market in a short time with 18 guys, it's a great accomplishment.
It's a phenomenal accomplishment. Let me re-emphasize that. $1.2 million within 3 months is insane. And you did say it was a little bit challenging. What were some of those challenges with that much revenue? It's honestly such a short amount of time. That is crazy.
Yeah. It's, again, we go back to that Christmas light experience. We want to make everybody happy. We have such a short period amount of time doing it. So the days get longer for the guys. It's getting darker earlier. So they're working 5-6 days a week, maybe 12, 14, 15-hour days. So trying to keep the morale up, the culture going, and then keep the customers happy too, because things get missed and it's unfortunate. We try and do the best we can, but knowing at the end of the day that we have the best interest in not only the clients, but our team to keep everybody alive. And I tell everybody, there's no Christmas light that's worth your life or being injured. So safety is a big talking point for us, because they are on ladders, they are on roofs, they're doing around nighttime stuff. They have weather that can play, not so much the cold here. We get down to the 40s, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more rain than cold, but all these different things can play into the season, get it interrupted or distracted for various reasons. So again, it's about having a core leadership and very highly motivated people to keep the energy going throughout the whole season when they're exhausted, talking about the light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Get through this. And then we can have some fun.
I absolutely love that. And I want to be an idea farm a little bit here, because you're pairing this with pressure washing. And besides pressure washing, do you think there's any other type of business that would pair nicely with Christmas lights, like hangings? Yeah. Any other ideas that come to mind?
Oh, lawn care is a great one. The floor coating is a good one. We're doing landscape lighting as well too, because it's a great transition for those guys. So really, we're just trying to find those guys in the areas that slow down in the wintertime. So instead of laying off your entire team for 3 or 4 months and trying to bring them back or put them on unemployment, now we brought them through to January, the end of January. So you kept them on busy another 4 months. possibly 5 if you want to get into February in the colder climates where you can't really take lights down till. I know some guys that can't get lights down till March, April, just because they still have snow up there. But yeah, I think the seasonal industries out there that see that that lull in the wintertime.
And I want to ask based off of that, because according to our polls, more than 50% of people are afraid of starting a business because of the fear of failure. If they're sitting down talking to you, what advice would you give to them?
Just do it. I mean, the longer I waited, the more regret I had. And you just got to execute. And when you do it, go all in. And it's okay to fail. I mean, we failed along the way many, many times. And we're going to fail again. But, just having the right mentality and a winning culture, a winning team, like you're going to overcome any challenges. So there's no wrong time to get started unless it's December 25th. That's really going to be a horrible time to start a Christmas light business. But I coached a guy last year personally, and I don't think he hung his first light until November 3rd, and he did right around $215,000. Yeah, it was, you want to talk about somebody that went all in and had the resources to do it. He did. And he just blew the numbers out of the water. It's absolutely incredible to see it. So don't think that it's September, it's too late. It's October, it's too late. Just get out there and do it. My first year, I wanted to make sure this is something that I was good at. I didn't want to do something okay. I wanted to make sure we're doing it at a high level. And that's why the first year we went very slow. We did 4 houses, and then we did 25, and then we did 75. And then that's when 2019, we went all in and jumped to, I think it was $250,000 in revenue in 2019. And then fast forward to 1.2.
What you just said as well. Someone started November 3rd, their first year ever doing it. And they did $215,000 in revenue. That is mind blowing. But you did say one thing there, that they did have the resources to do it. Can you kind of clarify? Did they capital resources to do it, or like what do you mean by that?
Yeah, it was capital, and he ended up doing a subcontractor model. He was a painter, so he had a lot of people, and people are usually going to be the biggest limiting factor. Sales, I find, can be very easy with the right salesperson. So getting the jobs is not always the hardest part. It's getting the people to do the jobs. And I see a lot of guys out there that just get so caught up and so busy that they got to turn their leads off and stop doing estimates. So it's just a matter of having the capacity to do the work. And he had the capacity. So
I love that. And I want to stick to that sales component right there, because let's wind back that clock. Like, how did you land your first customer? Were you tapping into your pressure washing clients? If yes, like how should someone else consider starting with no list to tap into?
No, it really wasn't our pressure washing clients. Now, we do have some that cross over, but surprisingly enough, somebody who spends $4,000 on a Christmas light install is reluctant to spend $800 on a house wash. So it's really not the same. But social media was probably the kicker for us because, again, 2016, I didn't know what I was doing. And I just put it out on social media that we're doing this. And our first client that we installed in 2016 is still a client today with us, which is pretty incredible. But yeah, social media is big. Branding, I got the jacket on. I have at least 8 or 9 Christmas light jackets that I wear year round. I wear them to chamber events. I wear them to the airport. I wear them everywhere I go because it's a conversation starter. They ask like Christmas in June. I'm like, it's Christmas every day for me. And then I started talking about what I do. Or if I'm going to do the sale and I had the Christmas light jacket on, I already broke that ice barrier of like, this is not a sale. This is fun now. Like, AC's showing up in a Christmas light jacket. I'm thinking about Christmas. I'm excited. So just little things like that will definitely help you build trust and value in a client when you're out there, rather than just send them an estimate that says $500 to hang lights.
Yeah. What does that sales process look like? We talked about it before, but it sounds like they're getting an estimate. Once the estimate's all good, are you showing up to their house with like the contract, like here, sign it, or like, what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to try and close on the spot. We love doing in-person estimates. Not only can we build better rapport with the clients and find out why they want the lights, to get emotional, figure out if it's the last Christmas, first, whatever it is, so we can connect them on a different level. And now while we're there, we can upsell them on more things as well, too, because they might not know. They think, well, you should hang Christmas lights. That's all you can do. They don't know about the greenery, the garland, the ground lights, the spritzers. Yeah. So we're going to provide them with a lookbook that they can take over and then take that inside. And I'll just say, Ryan, I'm just going to walk around your house real quick, get some measurements. I'm going to do a mock-up design of your house. And then when I'm done, I'll come back and we'll come inside and take a look at that. So then we'll go back inside and I'll reiterate why you wanted those lights on. You're tired of getting out of the ladders. And, we got the team to do this, so you can stay on the ground and watch everything from the ground. Just keep talking to why they want that service done. Again, it's expensive service, so we got to value stack it. We're going to install the lights. We're going to maintain it, put it on timers, take it down, all those little things. And then, you got the lookbook, and then we're talking about the wreath, and we're going to point to the house, say, you got the 48-inch wreath up there so they can see it and visualize it. And then when we hand them the estimate, we'd like to get packages. So we have 3 packages. We have the Grinch, Buddy the Elf, and Clark Griswold. Nobody wants to be the Grinch. Not everybody can afford the Griswold. So, Buddy the Elf is where we're trying to steer them towards. It's a great package for them. Our teams love doing that style package. And then we're trying to sell them on the spot. Like, Ryan, now that we've shown you everything, we're going to keep you off the ladder. We've got this amazing package. You love the wreath. You want to see the multicolor lights in your house. Here's the package for X dollars. What do you say? Can we get you on the schedule now? Get you on the schedule. We collect a 50% deposit, and that's it. And we got you on the schedule, and then we'll come back out during the week of. We'll give you like a week of time frame. So, like the week of October 5th, we'll be out there starting to do the install. And, again, it's all about that experience. So we had the initial phone call, the salesperson, the install team will keep that experience high and exciting. Then we'll follow up, make sure everything is good, and then we'll check back in with you and come back in January.
Nice. What I love about that is that you getting really nitty into like pricing strategies and whatnot. I like that there's 3 different packages right there, because most of the time people are going to choose that middle package. And if they do, that's a great upsell opportunity to your larger package as well.
There's 2 things. 1, they don't know what we're capable of doing. And 2, a lot of customers don't understand how much it costs. So they think you're going to hang my lights and it's only going to cost $250. So that's, very important when you're going through the initial phone calls with the client and you pre-qualify them, is letting them know, hey, our prices start at $750. Our average ticket's $2,000. So in their head, at the low end, well, I can afford $750, but Frank next door, his house is pretty cool. And that was about $2,000. So at least I know ballpark where I might be at.
Yeah. What I love about like these types of businesses, when you're working like directly on a house, have it be Christmas lights, have it be painting jobs, have it be landscaping, whatever, is the referral marketing strategies can be amazing, because it's like, well, that's what the Joneses are doing down the street, and that's what I'm going to do. So can you talk to specifically about the referral marketing strategy that you guys use or are planning to deploy here?
Yeah, absolutely. So referrals are, again, really important to us. 1, we want to make sure we're taking care of our current clients, so they do want to refer us. But 2, when, Mary's out there referring us to everybody, she's going to get on the Facebook pages and get out there, talk to all the moms and everything. That's great for us. But so previously we did $50 gift card for a steakhouse. So when we complete a job, we leave a postcard. On one side of the postcard is asking for a 5-star review with a QR code. On the other side is asking for a referral with, letting you get a $50 gift card to a steakhouse. And there's a QR code for the person to get the estimate. This year, I talked about, we want to scale back and work on a referral. We're going to increase that to $200. We know that by getting a quality referral, they already know probably the pricing, what it is, because they talked about that with their friend. They already know we do an incredible job, and this is a service that they want, and they want the service done from the best. So they're calling us. So we're likely to have a higher average ticket and a higher closing percentage. So if we could dump all that money into better leads, I mean, they're only getting $200 if the lead closes anyway. But if we can have we call them raving fans, our customers, referring us rather than waiting for Google to work for us, we're going to have a better draw of quality candidates to be our future customers.
You guys are at 229 Google reviews, and you guys are at a straight 5.0. So I would say you guys are doing a very nice job. But also going on that marketing strategy as well. So are you guys only doing B2C, business to consumer, or is it business to business as well?
We love business to business. They're going to be our higher tickets. And I tell everybody who's getting into the lights or has been in lights for a while, trying to grow it, is anybody is your customer. The only places I tell anybody is not to go to is maybe the big box stores like Walmart, Home Depot. Probably not. But anybody else besides that, I don't care if it's a fast food chain, if it's a dentist office, lawyer, mechanic shop, bars, restaurants, if they are not a possible candidate for you to be a client, well, maybe the business owner wants the lights at his house, or maybe the person working the desk needed some lights for a friend's house, or maybe you left your information with them and they said, no, we don't need it. But now their friend calls, hey, we're trying to get some lights on our place. You know anybody? Oh, yeah, JC with Patriot Illumination just dropped off a folder. Give these guys a call. So it's so important that you don't look at something as a no, look at it as a possibility. And I love no's, by the way. I've got one client. She told me no for 2 years. The 3rd year, I said, let me just give me the opportunity to present you with an estimate. She said, all right, JC, let's do it. And then she said, well, this is a very large shopping center. And she's like, do it for $9,000. I was like, all right. I gave her $15,000. The owner came up from South Carolina And I was walking around showing everything, again, visualizing. I'm pointing into these places. Ground lights over here, wreath up here, garland over there. And then he's like, well, what about these trees over here? And what about this over here? So that no, maybe for $9,000 became, this is be our 6th season doing it for $17,000.
Wow.
So just, if you hear a no, just not today, but maybe next year. So just keep going after them.
That is crazy. It sounds like you guys have like really dialed in like the sales and marketing. Like, what are those other marketing like strategies that have worked well for you? Has it been referral? Has that been like your main horse, or like what has been some other great marketing strategies?
Yeah, branding is probably the biggest one for us. When we're rolling out 5 crews, I love when we go into the same direction and you'll see 5 vehicles fully wrapped, branded in Patriot Illumination. It's like the reindeers heading out to the North Pole. So that's branding awesome. is really key. I mean, I got the jacket here. My guys have shirts that are branded too. So they're seeing them everywhere. They're seeing them at the gas station. They're seeing them out in town. So they're seeing Patriot Illumination. Patriot Illumination, we are the experts in the area. Yard signs are probably the best bang for the buck. I like asking guys, like, how much does that yard sign cost you? And in their head, they're like, it's a $6 yard sign. And I'm like, no, that's $2,000 because that's what our average ticket is. One job, one phone call from that yard sign is $2,000. Get those yard signs out. Put them out everywhere. Put them out on the job sites. Put them in the cul-de-sacs. Put them in shopping centers. Put them everywhere. But you need people to see your number. And it doesn't have to be crazy. Just put We Ain't Christmas Lights and your name and a phone number. That's it. That's all you got to do.
It's so simple. So you have me jacked up about doing this. You're honestly like inspiring me to start this. And I'm sure some listeners are also super excited for it as well. So when you were getting started, like what were some of those steps you took? Like what equipment did you buy, or what were those startup costs associated to it?
Depending on the industry you're coming from, for the guys in like the pressure washing or anybody who's got ladders, roofers, it's fairly simple. I mean, you can get started with what we have now, a ladder, some basic tools and necessities for cutting some wires, staple guns, screw guns. It's really not a like super high startup. And if you don't have a truck, you can rent a truck. You don't need to buy things. So there's lots of ways to get into industry at a low cost. The thing that where most people fail is they fail to get trained, or they think YouTube is going to teach them everything. And you can start it. You can actually do it, get into the business and learn the hard way and do what I did the first few years and just make a lot of expensive mistakes. And I mean, we look back at jobs from years ago. We're like, what were we thinking? Like, why would we even do this? So there's a lot of great training platforms out there. Some are free, some cost you money to go in person. I highly recommend getting to those. That is such an invaluable source of knowledge. If you can't do that, you can hire somebody to come to you. I've done that. I've gone to multiple locations and trained their teams for 2 days. Or you can find somebody local to you and go just shadow them for a couple of days. People are willing to help you. I don't look at anybody as a competitor. I look at them as a collaborator. So there might be jobs that I can't do or won't do, or just, our price is too high. So I want to know everybody in the area so I can say, here, we're outside your price range, but call this company because they're going to take care of you like we could have. And we don't want them to say, no, bye. So we always want to make sure we hand them off and give them a nice delivery to somebody that can take care of them, whether it's, outside your range or whatever the situation. But training is probably the most important thing in this industry because it looks easy. Then you do it. And then you're back in January where you have no revenue coming in. You're spending hours to take down these lights when it should take you like minutes, maybe 30 minutes to take lights. So that all comes back to that training aspect.
Absolutely. And for training, obviously, you need to hire great people to train and stuff. So how do you guys find people to work for? I mean, you probably have plugs with like the pressure washing business, but like, how would someone starting from scratch find someone to work for them?
Yeah, again, it comes back to culture. You want to find some rock stars fast and can stay around for 4 months, get them excited, let them know, hey, this is a very seasonal business. There's an opportunity for you to stay here full time. Every year we carry over one person into the pressure washing business, but it all starts with that job ad. It's got to be fun. Christmas light ninja, something like exciting, like, what is this? Like, I want to be a Christmas light ninja, to get them to want to open the application, then get them to apply. Last year, we did a job fair, if you will, where we brought in a bunch of people at once and did a group interview. And then we turned into a scavenger hunt where they had a piece of paper and they had to go interview our team, just kind of see how they engage with our team.
That's cool.
Yeah, because, again, we have clients that are spending a lot of money. So we need people that are out there that are outgoing, that can talk, that can communicate, can be trustworthy, dependable, reliable, because we're really busy. And the last thing you need is somebody calling out 3 days in a row because they're tired. We need A players, rock stars. So build the culture, get them excited about being there, and just have fun doing it.
Absolutely. And when you say these like applications and job postings, are these local applications and stuff? So are you just putting like newspapers, or where are you putting it at?
Indeed, Facebook, Craigslist still actually works. Another great piece is actually emailing all our customers and saying, hey, we need your help. Not only is it like another touch for the client, whether it's a prospect or a customer, for us to reach out to and say, hey, we need your help now, because they might have family, friends, relatives. Maybe they want just a seasonal job too. So just take advantage of every opportunity that's out there, whether you got a call. We use HireBus now. They build a job ad. They actually, set up a funnel to get the application in. Then they do like make them go through the steps, because there's nothing worse than doing this all yourself. You put it up and then you got to try and go through the applications. They got to figure out which one's good, which one's bad, trying to get them on the phone, trying to get them scheduled to interview, all that stuff. It's great to just find a company that does all that for you and that you just set up the interview, and it just takes a lot off your plate.
I love that. Obviously, like we're hearing like a lot of great things on this episode about like building the culture, the revenue, like scaling, all that good stuff. But like, was there a time when you encountered like a major setback or failure with this? And like, how did you bounce back, and what did you learn from that experience?
I don't think it was a major setback. Again, I have got an incredible team. My operations manager has been with me for 5 years, and if I break it, he fixes it. He's there every single day. So having key people in your corner ready to go to battle for you when you need them, because, as business owners, it's tough. We're dealing with everything on a bigger scale than the team. So having the right people in the corners, admin, sales, and operations, I think are the three most important pieces right there, so that they're able to put out fires for you. But overall, I don't think we've ever had anything catastrophic happen during the season. I think it happened at the end of the season because we were so busy. Everybody was go, 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 go. And I think we missed on a key communication internally throughout the season, that it was like fires were getting put out just to get through the season. And then once the season ended, it was like, all right, this has got to stop. We need to figure this out. So we learned 2 years ago was the real learning lesson. Like, hey, we've got to communicate better during the season. Even though everybody's like full throttle right now, we need to stop and just like have a meeting, figure out what's going on. What can we do better? Build these processes out. We think we have everything streamlined, but life throws us curveballs and sometimes things get derailed. So
on the opposite side of that, I want to ask, like, what do you consider like the biggest opportunities for growth and success in Christmas lighting for the coming years?
Well, I mean, it's constantly growing. So many different avenues for lights. It's about educating our customers, not letting them know about our service. Because a lot of people don't know about it, never heard about it, they've seen it for the first time. 2016, I never heard about this service. But, the industry's growing. We're shifting over to a more permanent lighting aspect of things, where the lights are up for year round and you can control them for your phone and do seasons. You do holidays, sport events, whatever it is. So it's just about adapting and understanding the trends and what's coming around the corner. I was against the permanent lighting for years, and now I'm on board and I love it. And we're off to a great start with that. Educating yourself too, by getting out there and talking to other businesses, and just, we said in the Navy all the time, semper gumby, stay flexible and just be able to ready to adapt. If not, it's just like with AI and everything. Everybody's not jumping on board using AI. They're going to be, wishing they did years ago. So you got to be ahead of the curve. And again, we just like to be the best brand in the area for a reason, so that the clients know whatever it is that they're calling us, they're getting the industry expert for lighting.
Absolutely. And speaking of like brand, you really have a heart for giving back to this community. Can you share what Patriot Illumination does for the community and how it's benefited you, particularly as a person?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually kicking off our Light Up for Hope campaign, where we're going to donate lights to 5 breast cancer survivors or those battling breast cancer. We do that every year. We put up pink and white lights on their house for free. We just, ask our community to volunteer people, or just let us know who's a candidate for that. And then it's such a rewarding feeling for myself, for my team, for the community. Last year, we had several of the ladies come out and share their stories and take pictures with us. And it's great, again, for that culture, for the team, because now they're doing a great thing, giving back. Every year we do at least, I think we're at the 10, maybe a little bit more, for families in need, Gold Star families in the military. We do 2 houses that are side by side that home those with severe autism. So we're always looking for a reason to give back. If somebody says, hey, this person's had a really bad year, well, I'm going to go put some lights on their house. And like, we saw a story last year where this family's mother died just out of nowhere. And I didn't even hesitate. I'm like, we got you. Like, you just tell me what you want and how big you wants to go with this, and we're putting lights up there for it. So it's so rewarding to be able to give back, especially coming from somebody who didn't have money growing up. to be able to just pay it forward to those who deserve a great Christmas.
Well, you have paid a lot for today. This has been an amazing episode, but we are going to wind it down with our 5 Fan Blitz questions. And these are questions actually submitted from our community. And guys, if you want to join in on world-class entrepreneurs, you can go to www.youtube.com/UpFlip and submit your questions there. But JC, are you ready for our last 5 questions here?
Let's do it.
Finish this sentence. No one can stop you if you do blank.
I like no one can stop you if you do it to the best of your ability. It may not come out a success every time, but as long as you keep pushing forward, I like to say fail forward, just keep going and overcome those challenges. You're unstoppable.
I love it. Number 2, what do you do during the other months of the years to stay busy?
We stay busy with the pressure washing. And now recently we've added on landscape lighting and permanent lighting.
I love it. You're becoming the lighting genius over there. What is your company culture and how did you create it?
Yeah. So I never wanted to be a company I didn't want to work for. So having a positive family environment where you feel like you're part of the team. I tell people, if you want a job, go next door. If you want a career, come work with us. They're long-term. And, we have a lot of buy-in from our team. So they help mold the culture. We have great company core values, LIGHT, loyalty, integrity, growth, humility, and teamwork. So that all encases our culture right there.
I love it. Number 4, do you think people are limiting themselves too much about what they can do and what they can think?
Oh, absolutely. Our mind is so powerful, but it can hold us back from success. And that was me for years, just thinking I can do it on my own. But once I was able to ask for help, wow, so many doors opened up. And 2019 was the example of that. I went from doing everything by myself to getting a coach in 2019, and our company's flourished, and it changed the trajectory of our business forever.
I love it. Last question for you. Do you have any specific habits or routines that were crucial to your success?
Staying healthy was definitely one, having a positive mindset and healthy mindset. I'm very religious at the gym, but finding people that are smarter than me and that have done or doing the things that I want to do and using them as mentors and coaches to get me there, because it's already been done once. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. So let's take the shortcut and reach out to those.
I absolutely love that. And JC, if someone's like, oh my gosh, I need to get into Christmas lights, but I have 1,000 more questions for JC, where can they connect with you and learn a little bit more about you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. I'll be under Jared Chanowsky. But the easiest way to really get some more information for free is if you head over to School, SKOOL, and look up Christmas Bright. We've got a free program in there that gives you pretty much the blueprints for success to grow your company $100,000 this year.
Everyone, that was an amazing episode with JC. 3 quick takeaways for you. Number 1, when you guys are finding someone to actually source your lights from, find them local. You don't want to be going to these big box retailers when you don't know delivery schedules. Find someone local that can deliver these lights for you. Number 2, branding matters so much in this business. JC talked about it, that he has 8 vans or so, and they're all branded up with Patriot Illumination. So people know who Patriot Illumination is. Make it a fun brand. Make it a brand that people want to work with and work for. Number 3, great opportunity here. I think this is actually a very sound business model, especially with the reoccurring customers and having their own warehouse to store all the lights. I think this is really like a no-brainer business to start. So my 3rd takeaway really is it's a great opportunity. If you love this episode, don't forget to leave us a review. Your reviews help us reach more aspiring entrepreneurs just like you. Our goal is simple: to inspire and equip you on your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you, everyone, for listening. JC, you're the absolute man. Thank you so much for joining us today. I love this conversation. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Ryan.